A few months ago, I published our maintenance costs for our 2021 Model Y at about the 5-year mark and 130,000 miles. We walked through the repairs and maintenance since buying it new, all the consumables as well, and the totals were surprisingly good. $3,217.66 total. With some insurance help, only $1,925.14 was out of pocket, and with our consumables like tires and things, that ended up being $5,517.66 total, with only $4,225.14 out of pocket. But that was at the 5-year mark. It's been an expensive couple months and 9,000 miles, so let's take a look at what's new. If you've seen our recent road trip to the Grand Canyon, you may be up to speed on a few of these. Right before our trip, my driver's side headlight assembly went out, and my local Tesla service center went above and beyond on Good Friday to get me in and took care of us so we'd be safer on our trip. And this was Friday, Good Friday, so they were busy. So really appreciative of that. A couple hours later, got a message that, hey, it's ready to pick up. Your service is done. The part and install and getting new wiper blades was $2,000. Like 2015 or something. I'll put it on the screen. So for one headlight assembly, that's an eye-wateringly high number. Painful before starting a big trip, but we did get it taken care of. Then along the way in southern Utah, I lost the passenger side sun visor due to a behavioral issue, and we were having fun. But an hour later, she became fixated on the mirror flap on the visor with increasing roughness. Reminders to be more gentle were met with more aggressive play and biting it. Asking her to stop so it wouldn't break was the last straw, and she began frantic biting and pulling on the visor until the metal rod bent and the plastic connector broke before I could find a safe place to pull over and get her into the back seat. After such an incredible day and this new cost after the headlight replacement, it dangling there obstructing the side mirror and a major distraction, while the screaming and flailing overtook the back seat, I was kind of beside myself, standing by the open door, not knowing what to do next. Deep breath, one step at a time. I figured there must be a way to replace the visors and found the star drive screw in the broken plastic. With enough pressure and patience, I was able to unscrew it with a Phillips driver and unclip the wire connector. That replacement hasn't been ordered yet since I don't want it to be too tempting, so it'll happen again, but I think I'll buy it now and keep it safely unattached until we grow out of this phase. Looking online, it seems you can get that part from anywhere from $75 to $125, so we'll add $150 to the total, just to be conservative. While those two were specific to the vehicle, this next one is with some of the accessories. You've probably seen I have these aero wheel covers I put on. There's a whole video about that, actually a couple videos. But in Nebraska, I either clipped a drive-through curb or this yellow cap in a parking lot and cracked one of those wheel covers. Now, I should have removed it when I first noticed at the supercharger, but I drove a bit further and then found it broken at the next stop. Luckily, that next stop wasn't too far down the road. I removed the rest of it then, but needed to replace it when I got home. I'll show that repair process at the end of this video. Now, because I'd been clumsy with the covers before on my last road trip to Colorado, I'd already purchased a replacement set, but I'll add that cost to the total here so you have the full picture. So that was expensive enough just getting through our road trip. I was feeling pretty good about the condition of our tires after the trip and about 50,000 miles on them, and thinking that we wouldn't need to replace them until fall before we got back into winter. And they've done really well. They're still in pretty good shape. I was hoping to get to fall before they needed replacing, but we had a little curb incident the other day, and I actually noticed because the cover was popped on the inside of the rim, and so it was kind of bulging out. I thought, that's weird. And then I looked, and I don't know if you can see that, but we've got a pretty big tear out of the sidewall. Before we do much more highway driving, I'm going to run up and get that fixed. So even though this tread is still pretty decent, especially for summer. It's just adding to the list of unexpected expenses this spring. Well, an hour and a half and $1,500 later, we've got new tires, Continentals. So we'll get the wheel covers back on, and hopefully we're good for at least another $50,000. Forgot to take a picture when it was still outside, but they're on and back to normal. Again, hopefully this will last a nice long time. Again, another unexpected downside was the cost of $1,528.59. On the upside, we should be set for winter. So that brings our total service and maintenance cost up to $9,437.11 for now 140,000 miles. Although we only paid $8,144.59 out of pocket. A rough 3-month stretch of $3,919.45 of additional costs. Also, if we take our total, remove the windshield covered by insurance, the Joan-related seat switch and visor fixes, and my aftermarket wheel cover costs, a typical owner would be closer to $6,500.03. And if we remove tires, which every vehicle needs, and maybe you could find a better deal, make them last longer, or not put 140,000 miles on your cars in a little over 5 years, just the maintenance for a more typical owner would come to $2,771.44, or an average of about $527.90 a year. But that's not a great metric. It's what I used last time, so I wanted to include it. But maybe a better way would be looking at cost per mile added on for maintenance and tires and other consumables. So let's take that $6,500.03 and divide by 140,000 miles, and that comes to a 5-cent per mile maintenance cost. On top of our home charging electric cost of 3 cents a mile, we're right now running about 8 cents per mile for fuel and maintenance. But this is kind of on a pendulum. In March, that would have been 5 cents a mile. And the more miles we put on, that 8 cents will start dropping again. If these tires last another 50,000 miles and other maintenance stays low, that'll swing the pendulum back cheaper again. Now, we are almost to 150,000 miles, and then we're going to start creeping toward 200,000. And as the vehicle ages, we can probably expect that more things will pop up. In the last video, there were a lot of great comments about additional routine maintenance that we should be taking a look at that haven't been performed on the car. And so as we approach 150,000 miles, I will be doing those items. So probably when we hit that milestone, there will be another update with those additional costs. Now, most of this stuff could have happened on any electric car or hybrid or even gas car. But since it happened to us, I'm sharing it. But the end result of these extra costs meant we weren't able to attend the Michigan Summer Meetup in Muskegon this year. Looked like it was a blast, so we'll see if we can make it next year. I do have a lot of fun trips planned a little closer to home this year, so stay tuned for those as we go through the summer. Now let's take a look at some rough footage on how I replaced that wheel cover and swapped out the spacer to the new set. This is the pieces from the range maker that broke, and I'm going to undo these Allen screws, get the spacer out, and transfer that to a new one I've got in my garage, so that will go in and replace this broken one. We have the spacer and the metal plate. There's nylon nuts underneath there. And you pop those tabs in, that releases the center and exposes those nuts. So we'll do that on the new one to get the screws and the spacer in place. Pop those off on the new one, or pop those in on the new one, and that just comes off. So now we have access to these screws and can add the spacer. And now with those screws out, you can see the difference in height for the one with the spacer. I'm going to reuse the new nylon nuts because they have not been used as often. So they're going to be a little more fresh and tight. But I'm going to use this plate since it's pressed in pretty well. And other than a couple scratches, it's still in good shape. So I will start adding those longer screws in and put this on. And so these are all started. You see they fit right into their holes really well. So those just snugging these back up and putting the cap on, and we'll be good to go. All right, these are all secure. It's good in there. So just replace the center cap on the other side. This should be good to go right back on. Good to go. The center post is back in with the spring, and we'll go righty-tighty and get this on. And it popped right on, and pretty simple fix. About 15 minutes. Took a little longer because I was filming, but pretty easy all in all, and back to normal. So despite the one-handed camera work, it was a pretty easy swap. And after buying the new set, I have a couple extra wheel covers if I do something stupid again. But that's it for this maintenance update. Let me know what I missed below, if there's any other maintenance things I should be taking care of before we hit that 150,000 mile milestone. Look for another update around then. In the meantime, we're going to have a lot of fun this summer, and I hope you'll come along with us. So thanks for watching, have a great day, and happy road tripping.